welcome to what's in this week's Oban Times with me, Finn Nixon.
Me, Kathy Griffiths.
And me, Sandy Neal.
Well, what do we have for you this week? There's lots of news and photographs for you in the newspaper and at our website, www.obantimes.co.uk. And remember that we are always happy to hear your stories and see your photographs as well. You can call us on 01 631 568 000, email editor@obantimes.co.uk, or message us on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. So let's get into it then. Kathy, what have you been finding out for us this week?
Well, children as young as 11 are experimenting with Class A drugs, a councillor has warned. And at the same Argyll and Bute Council meeting, we heard that police were on to this. They're working with youths, they're working in schools, but also they're going to be stepping up patrols in Oban this summer, on the very lookout for anyone who is involved in drugs, doing their best to keep everyone safe. Also, traffic restriction signs on Tobermory seafront are being removed by police because they are unenforceable. The signs banning motorhomes from the colourful main street are causing conflict, so they have to go. Mull Community Council has heard from police at their June meeting that without a traffic regulation order, that's a TRO, they hold no power and are there for advice only. Apparently, a 15 mile per hour sign is also illegal because they can't enforce it. Okay, there you go. Ward Councillor Andrew Kane says he's going to be trying to get an emergency TRO in place to try and ease the town's traffic woes. Watch that space. Also, Keep Oban Beautiful wants your ideas. The community group is inviting people to join it for an informal meeting on Saturday, June the 24th at Glencrutten's walled garden, anytime between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Organisers are hoping to pick fresh ideas from people on how we can improve the place where we live. So whether you're a visitor or a resident, you're welcome to go along. Also, I was talking to a lovely mum and daughter this week, Morven and Alessia de Ciacca, and they've already peaked their £1,000 goal, with funds still climbing in excess of £1,800 in aid of Oban Mountain Rescue, who were among emergency services when Morven and Alessia were up a mountain in Glencoe and the weather turned. Now, Morven is an experienced hiker and walker. She was well equipped, had all the gear with her, and she was able to make sure that the rescue services got their exact location and they were able to get them down to safety. And of course, what happened? Just as the helicopter landed, the weather lifted and it all cleared. But anyway, big shout out to Oban Mountain Rescue, who do a grand job. Back to you, Fen.
Thanks very much, Kathy, and it's great to start our Wednesday with a good news story. And I look forward to reading all of those in this week's newspaper and at www.obantimes.co.uk. But what about you, Sandy? What news do you have for us this week?
Well, thank you very much, Finn and Kathy. A bid to create a new national park around Loch Owe has been launched by Avic and Glencruitten Community Council. After Barra's new hospital was axed, calls are growing for a backup plan. Isla's Hospital was unable to book patients on ferries for most of June due to reduced deck space, despite the island gaining South Uist's direct ferry. We have a new Transport Minister, Fiona Hislop. I think we'd all like to wish her good luck. We have local reaction to yet another delay to the Scottish Government's controversial recycling scheme. And on a related subject, Dunbeg is looking for more helpers in a litter pick on Saturday. You can join the team at 10 a.m. at the large Loughnell Road car park beside the cycle track. Finn, over to you.
Thanks, Sandy. And last week I was in Tainault as residents met with two representatives from Forestry and Land Scotland's West region. Members of the community were raising concerns and their frustrations about parking charges at the nearby Thurnock Forest at the meeting. Pick up a copy of this week's newspaper to find out what they had to say and how FLS responded. A bit more further afield, we also have the latest from the St Kilda sheep petition, launched by two Western Isles vets who want the Scottish Government to consider providing more protection for the Soya sheep on Hirta in the remote archipelago. I heard what one of the vets behind the petition, David Buckland, had to say as the deadline to sign their petition fast approaches. And in our outdoors section of the newspaper this week, I have a report from Ganavan Sands, where climate group Time for Change held a series of events on Saturday to raise awareness about the maritime environment and to protest plans for a new North Sea oil field. In the sport, we have a thorough roundup of the latest shinty action, with another win for Oban Camanachd and a comprehensive 4-goal win for Oban Celtic as Lochside Rovers lost out. There was also a superb performance from a 14-year-old local in the recent Mull Sportive. Murdo Lightning Morrison won the 70km shorter course in 2 hours, 16 minutes and 59 seconds, breaking the previous best time on the route by around 9 minutes. Well done also to Rory McKechnie, with the 11-year-old from Oban performing strongly in Perth earlier this month to reach the semi-finals of the SSBU National Primary Badminton Tournament. We also have the latest from the Oban Ravens squash team, as they won medals galore in Inverness at the weekend, with 5 top 3 finishes in the Inverness women's bronze competition. We also have the latest updates from Bob McIntyre in the golf, the North Argyll Cycle Club, and motorcycle ace John McPhee, with a report from a recent hockey matchup between Oban and Arran as well. And you can read more sports news in the newspaper and on our website, www.obantimes.co.uk, or by picking up a newspaper in local shops and garages. We also love hearing from you, so if you have a story, get in touch. You can call us on 01 631 568 000, email editor@obantimes.co.uk, or message us on one of our social media platforms. For now though, thank you for listening, and it's goodbye from me, Finn Nixon.
Goodbye from me, Kathy Griffiths.
And goodbye from me, Sandy Neal.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.